An orange cat may look like an ordinary house pet, but live with one for a week, and you may start to suspect that you are dealing with a completely separate form of life. It sleeps in the sink, argues with the refrigerator, suddenly attacks an invisible enemy, and 1 minute later lies on your chest, looking like a creature that has never done anything suspicious. The internet has been joking for years that all orange cats share one single brain cell. Of course, that is only a meme. But orange cats really are different from many other cats, and not just because of their bright fur. Most of them are male. The famous M on their forehead is not a secret symbol, and scientists only recently discovered the genetic cause of their unusual color. And here is the most interesting part. Some popular beliefs about orange cats have a scientific explanation, while others are simply entertaining myths. Let's begin with one of the biggest misconceptions. An orange cat is not a separate breed. Orange coloring can appear in domestic shorthairs, Maine Coons, British shorthairs, Persian cats, American shorthairs, and many other breeds. That is why two orange cats can look completely different from each other. One may be a huge, fluffy aristocrat. Another may be a short-haired street explorer who specializes in investigating garbage bags. And a third may be a round British shorthair staring at its owner as if someone has failed to pay the monthly rent. What connects these cats is not their breed, but the way their bodies produce pigment inside the fur. Instead of producing mostly dark eumelanin, their hair contains more yellow-red pheomelanin, which creates shades ranging from pale cream to deep copper orange. For decades, scientists knew that orange coloring was connected to the X chromosome, but they could not identify the exact mutation responsible for it. The mystery remained unsolved for more than half a century. Then, in 2025, researchers reported that they had found a small missing section of DNA in orange cats. This deletion causes a gene called ARHGAP36 to become active inside pigment-producing cells, even though it is normally almost completely inactive there. As a result, the activity of other genes involved in pigment production changes, and the cat's coat becomes orange. Researchers believe this particular genetic mechanism may be unique to domestic cats. So an orange cat is not simply a regular cat that nature accidentally covered in orange paint. Its appearance is caused by a genetic feature that scientists were only able to fully explain very recently. Now we come to the reason people often automatically call an orange cat he instead of she. The genetic variant responsible for orange fur is located on the X chromosome. A typical male cat has one X chromosome and one Y chromosome. That means he only needs the orange variant on his single X chromosome to become completely orange. And just like that, nature creates a small, bright-colored household disaster. A female cat, however, has two X chromosomes. To become fully orange, she usually needs to inherit the orange variant on both of them. If one X chromosome carries the orange variant and the other does not, different X chromosomes become active in different groups of cells. That is how tortoiseshell and calico cats develop separate patches of orange, black, and sometimes white fur. Fully orange females do exist, but they are less common than orange males. It is not magic, and it is not a secret conspiracy organized by male cats. It is simply a genetic lottery in which males have a much easier chance of receiving the winning orange ticket. Look closely at an orange cat that appears almost completely solid in color. You will probably still find stripes on its tail, legs, face, or forehead. Some orange cats have bold markings like miniature tigers, while others have stripes so faint that it looks as if the artist became distracted halfway through the painting. A tabby pattern begins developing before a kitten is even born. Different areas of the skin are already programmed to produce lighter or darker sections of fur. In many cats, other genes can hide this pattern and make the coat appear almost completely solid. But in orange cats, the pattern usually remains visible because the markings are created from different shades of the same yellow-red pigment. So an orange cat may look solid from across the room, but under good lighting, its inner tiger will eventually reveal itself. Orange cats can display several different tabby patterns. Classic tabbies have large, swirling shapes on their sides, sometimes forming a pattern that looks like a target. Mackerel tabbies have narrow vertical stripes and look the most like tiny household tigers. Spotted tabbies have stripes that are broken into separate spots across the body. Ticked tabbies have individual hairs with alternating light and dark bands, so their strongest markings are usually visible on the face, legs, and tail. None of these patterns makes a cat more intelligent, dangerous, or courageous than another cat. Although a cat covered in tiger-like stripes is probably convinced that it weighs 200 kilograms instead of 5. On the forehead of almost every tabby cat, you can see lines that form the shape of the letter M. Many legends have been created to explain this mysterious marking. In one story, a cat received a blessing after keeping a baby warm during a cold night. In another, the marking is connected to a prophet whose life was supposedly saved by a cat. Some owners have a more practical explanation. The M stands for manipulator because the cat has already eaten 3 breakfasts and is still pretending to starve. The real explanation is much simpler. The M is just part of the natural tabby pattern on the cat's face. The lines above the eyes meet at certain angles and create the familiar shape. It is not exclusive to orange cats, but it is often especially visible against their bright fur. So there is no evidence of a secret ancient organization controlled by tabby cats. At least, scientists have not discovered one yet. Owners often describe orange cats as affectionate, relaxed, confident, and strongly attached to people. In some surveys, orange cats have even received high ratings for friendliness and trainability. But there is an important problem with this kind of research. These studies often depend on the personal impressions of owners rather than objective measurements of feline personality. If someone already expects orange cats to be friendly, they may notice affectionate behavior more often and ignore the moments when the cat turns the sofa into an archaeological excavation site. There is another possible explanation. Because more orange cats are male, differences associated with sex, neutering, early socialization, breed, and living conditions may affect how people judge their behavior. Science has not proven that the orange gene automatically installs a love every human program inside the cat. Still, many owners insist that orange cats really do have a special kind of charm, and honestly, it is difficult to argue with an orange cat that has already climbed onto your lap and started purring. By the way, if you enjoy stories that help you understand cats better, subscribe to the channel. Here, we separate real facts from popular myths and discover why our pets behave as if the entire house belongs to them. Although, who are we trying to fool? The house really does belong to them. They simply allow us to live there and pay the bills. The famous one orange brain cell meme did not appear because orange cats are less intelligent. It appeared because they frequently become the stars of especially ridiculous online videos. In reality, a cat's intelligence depends on many factors, including genetics, health, environment, socialization, and life experience. There is no convincing evidence that coat color determines a cat's mental abilities. Many people believe that orange cats are unusually large. Part of this impression may come from the fact that more orange cats are male, and adult male cats are usually larger than adult female cats. But orange fur does not automatically transform an ordinary cat into a Maine Coon. A cat's size depends mostly on sex, breed, parents, nutrition, and overall health. Orange coloring, however, is extremely difficult to ignore. Copper-colored fur, dark stripes, and an expressive face can make an orange cat stand out both inside a home and in a photograph. That may be one reason orange cats appear so often in movies, cartoons, advertisements, and internet memes. They enter the frame and immediately behave as if they have always been the main character. But their coloring really is unusual and scientifically interesting. It is linked to the X chromosome, which is why orange cats are more often male than female. Their bodies almost always display some form of tabby pattern, and the famous M is simply part of those natural markings. Everything else, their affection, confidence, talkative nature, and talent for finding themselves in ridiculous situations depends on the individual cat. Of course, owners of orange cats are probably saying right now, no, my cat really is different. And perhaps they are completely right. Genetics can explain the color of a cat's fur, but it cannot fully explain how one orange cat can make a person laugh, become furious, lose their favorite chair, and forgive everything within just 5 minutes. Sometimes, all it takes is one quiet purr, and the orange criminal is immediately declared innocent. What kind of personality does the orange cat in your life have? Tell us about your orange cat in the comments, and subscribe to the channel so you do not miss more fascinating facts about cats, their strange habits, and the secrets they clearly never intended to reveal.